Alright guys, today we're going to be doing a room tour. So, well, not really a room tour, but our collection tour for our video games. So, let's get into it. Mostly video games. First off, you can see up here, this is kind of our action figure display for video games. We got the limited edition Scorpion with the box. We got that for Xbox. A few of our amiibos, some of the cooler ones, Mega Man, Samus, Link. And yeah, so that's our collection. I mean, hopefully we can get some more later, but for right now, no. This is a pretty cool piece. Got that in Chicago, the NES Batman. So pretty cool.
Project X soundtrack, Smash Bros. Exclusive soundtrack.
Yep, that's still wrapped. I do want to listen to that eventually, though. Moving on, we have our collection of video games. Starting over here, we got some Famicom games. Nothing too much to note. I mean, we have Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario and Golden are pretty funny games. This is actually a knockoff cartridge, and Golden can either be Pokemon Gold or Tom and Jerry. Our copy personally is Tom and Jerry. You can see some handwriting on the back of that. That's kind of cool. We actually don't have a real Famicom. We just have an emulator. We should probably upgrade because it's not very good. But actually, why is Bayou Billy before Asterix?
Oh, someone messed
up, man. But we keep everything alphabetical.
No, it's the Adventures of Bayou Billy.
Oh, actually does go first.
Oh, come on, look at this. It's getting embarrassing.
Yeah, but I mean, we got some cool stuff here. Batman. We have the Castlevania NES trilogy. Castlevania. This one's a boxed copy, but it's a repo box. Still very nice, beautiful box. I mean, it didn't cost us any more for the box. It was about retail for the loose cartridge at Punch-Out, which is in town. Commando, Contra, of course. Black Box Duck Hunt, Friday the 13th, Ghosts and Goblins, Black Box Golf, Gyromite. That's a pretty fun game.
Probably the rarest NES game we have, Mega Man 3.
I don't know about that. Yeah, probably, actually. We don't have hugely rare
Metal
NES
Gear,
collection.
Ninja Gaiden 2.
RoboCop. Pretty cool. We got the Star Tropics #1 in box. This is actually, you can see the wrapper on there. Whoever played it originally just cut the top open, which is awesome from back in the day. Super Mario's Duck Hunt, Super Mario Duck Hunt Track Meet, Super Mario 3. Boxed Tetris, awesome. This is a more recent addition to the collection. We have a Adventures of Link cartridge, silver, or gray cart, which is actually rare. It's the later re-release, but you can see the back, the label and stuff is both gold. We actually don't have Zelda 1 yet, but yeah, it's kind of surprising. We haven't really been seriously collecting NES that much though until recently. Then we have Zoda's Revenge, which is the other Star Tropics, also in box. Box isn't as mint, but still in pretty decent shape, I would say. Chrono Trigger, Japanese, boxed for Super Famicom. Again, a beautiful box.
Basically never touched.
Basically, actually this was still in its like wrapper and stuff when we opened it, or when we got it about a year ago. That was like 15 bucks on eBay. Now it costs a little more, but I mean, we got Japanese Fire Emblem, Donkey Kong Country 2, but generally not much. Contra 3 we have, which is pretty decently rare for Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero. Let's see, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. You gotta have that. Power Rangers Zero. This one's pretty impressive. I bought Secret of Mana. I got that for 50 bucks about a year ago. A little more now, actually. Shaq Fu, Star Fox, Castlevania 4.
All the games that start with
Super Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls and Ghosts, I apologize. Super Mario All-Stars, used to have 2 copies of that, but gave one away. Super Mario RPG, another one I picked up for about 50 bucks. Of course, Mario World, we have that twice. Yoshi's Island. Super Star Wars Trilogy, actually. What's this? Super Metroid. Super Star Wars 1. Number 2, cool story behind Empire. We bought that half-price books. They wanted $20 for it, mint in box, but it was a one-day or a couple-day sale where they had half off your biggest item. So we got Empire Strikes Back mint in box, or not mint box, but in box. Really good condition for the cart, but the box is a little beat up. $10. So I mean, it's a really good deal on that. Other than that, we got the rest of the Empire games. N64, again, kind of hard to show you the interesting stuff, but Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie in box. I mean, what do we have that's really interesting? Castlevania, Diddy Kong Racing's a classic.
We have all the Pokemon.
Donkey Kong 64.
As you start moving up here, both Legend of Zeldas.
Yeah, of course, both Legends.
I mean,
both Zeldas, like you said. Kirby 64.
Missing out on a lot of the Mario stuff.
Just Ocarina.
So expensive recently.
Yeah, we've actually picked up some Japanese N64, which is on the way. Fighter's Destiny.
Over here.
Madden, which I got for like $1. That's why I have it. And the box is pretty much pristine. Ogre Battle 64. Oh, that was awesome. That was a birthday gift, I believe, or maybe Christmas. I don't remember. It's from Aiden, so thank you. Pokemon Stadium Classic. Star Fox 64. Pretty much a pristine box on that.
Shadows of the Empire is pretty beat up, but you know, it's still.
Everything's intact.
That one actually comes with a Rumble Pack too.
Shadows of the Empire is beat up, but yeah. Scooby-Doo down there. But let's go into our GameCube collection. We don't have Conkers for N64, but we have a lot.
GameCube was really where we started with video games.
I mean, we did have an N64 before and a Sega Genesis, but I don't even remember the Genesis before it broke.
There's some pretty obvious cases of
Animal Crossing
movie games in here, but
that was a childhood game. Animal Crossing we rented a lot as a kid, and just recently picked it up.
This one
memory card and
the memory card's still intact.
I don't remember. I think actually our neighbor had it. I don't think we really ever rented that one that much. I know. Tommy
Kaidos right there is pretty rare. Capcom
SNK, of course. F-Zero GX is one we recently picked up. That is not one we actually had as a kid. Oh, Freeloader's interesting. That lets us play Japanese games.
We have
so actually look for those. We got ours for $7. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. That was like
this one's not Freeloader, but this is the Game Boy player. Just an attachment for GameCube that allows you to play.
Yeah, but Destroy All Monsters. This one's pretty cool. We got Wind Waker, which this one was recent, so that was another one our neighbor had, but we never had. Twilight Princess, pretty much a pristine box, pristine game. Got that at a grab bag at Punch Out, so $25, and I got that and a couple other games too. But that's awesome. Luigi's Mansion, another one we rented all the time. Picked that up a couple years ago now. Double Dash, another one we rented but didn't have. The Mario
4 through 7, but not 5.
Yep, 4 through 7, not 5. 5, we played at a friend's house a couple times, but 4 was the one that I played the fuck out of as a kid. Super Sluggers. Mega Man Anniversary Collection, that's a newer game we got. Metroid Prime had as a kid, that one's excellent. Echoes, which is more recent as well. Midway, we got the Japanese Mobile Suit Gundam.
Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door, and Pikmin 2. I actually got kind of screwed on Pikmin 2 because I bought it when it was up to 60 for a while, but
it was you got it for 50. That was back in like 2008.
a couple years ago.
2008 or something, 8, 9, I don't know. Pokemon Coliseum, as a kid, we played the shit out of that one. I played this one once as a kid, and then I finally got it with Wind Waker. I got $10 from the kid for both of them. Kind of screwed him over, but whatever. Shrek 2, beat that game probably 100 times as a kid, sadly. Super Slam, probably beat that game 100 times as a kid. Adventure 2 Battle, probably one of my most nostalgic GameCube games. And then Mega Collection, of course. I played all the Genesis ones as a kid as well.
Soul Calibur 2 has really gone up in price lately.
Soul Calibur 2 is a classic
version.
The GameCube one's the best. I mean, you had, what was it? You had Spawn and Hayachi, but Link, come on, man. No one wants to play as Todd McFarlane's Spawn. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, a game I've had forever, but we've actually never beaten. That might be something for the channel.
But it is a pretty solid game.
Unless you beat it for the channel.
I didn't.
Spyro, Jedi Outcast, like the first FPS I really played seriously.
Mario Sunshine.
Mario Sunshine, Super Monkey Ball 2, of course.
Beat up
Melee. Like, I remember this is what our uncle gave us with the GameCube, and you can see we played the everlasting fuck out of this. I probably put 400 hours in this game, just a crazy amount of time. But I mean, the case is really beat up. For a while, when the game was like $30, I thought about maybe rebuying it and then just getting a copy I could play and then keep this one safer because it's really scratched up on stuff. But I don't know if that'll be the case anymore now that it's $60.
The Wii.
Taz Wanted is kind of fun. Beautiful Joe. X-Men Legends. Both of these are good. Picked these up in like 2008 probably. Both are really good. Starting on Wii, Balls of Fury, pretty recent. Beatles Rock Band is fun if you like the Beatles. Boomblocks, Aiden was really into this game, even though it sucks dick. Both the DJ Heroes are kind of fun. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Maybe
we don't have to read off every title. We're just going to go over the highlights now.
Sorry, bud.
Sorry. Just no need to read off all our shovelware.
I like reading off the shovelware and then talking about how much.
The Last Story's another really good one.
That one's really cheap at GameStop, and there were a couple copies of the Mall of America for what, $20?
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Of course.
And then the Wii version of Twilight Princess.
We bought that on launch. We didn't get we literally got the GameCube. The GameCube version of Twilight Princess. We got like probably got 2-3 months ago. But we got the original on launch. The Lego games are fun. So
here we have some.
We got some more shit up here. We got our Project X Zone thing, Mario Bros. Puzzle.
A stack of Tiger games. Some stuff that Nintendo has a branch in Minnesota, and they handed out
Fossil Fighters,
Fossil Fighter thing.
We got
3DS, DSi,
okay,
3DS Lite. Sorry.
Can I talk, Ed? Sorry, please. Thank you. You done? Thank you. All right. This is a Japanese Game Boy. We got cross-compatible, so it's actually the original color Aiden got. Very cool. Under that, here, if you want to grab Bastion for a second, my Game Boy Color. I didn't have a Game Boy Color for a long time. Looked for one at Toyrific in Maplewood, and actually, as I was walking out, disappointed that they didn't have a Game Boy, someone walked in with the Game Boy Color in hand, and I offered him $15 for it, and sold it. So I got $15 for that inbox Game Boy. Of course, we got the stack of DSs Aiden told you about. Then we got 2 Game Boy Classics, 2 Game Boy Advanced, 2 DS Lites. I used to have a white DS Lite which broke and got thrown out as a kid, and DSi and 3DS. We got Ymir, the Ray Harryhausen creation. Came with the 3-movie box set, which was some of his early monster work. Wii Fit headband and some cloths. And then I guess I'll head that way. Head around.
You can show off the posters quick.
Turn off the Xbox. First off, we got the Luigi poster. Stack of movies we still need to watch. Here we have our TV set up. Just a basic Magnavox. Of course, we got a Xbox controller, Nightmare on Elm Street. We've been watching. Check out our other channel, NTMA Productions, because pretty soon we're going to be doing a history of that. And that's our movie channel. Decided to separate the two because we didn't want to spam you guys with shit you might not care about. The Sonic 06 controller. This side got broken on Grand Theft Auto 5 because Aiden was being a douchebag. Actually, that was more Aiden's fault for him being a douchebag, but I smashed it on the ground, and since it's a shitty controller, we bought it at a fucking crap-ass pawn store for $5. It smashed to pieces. It's also by Afterglow. And when we were playing Sonic 06, I got pissed off and tossed the controller. So, both of these were electrical-duct tape fixes. Down here we got more controllers, 2 Xbox 360 controllers, and our Wii controller. Xbox One looking pretty good there. Tripod for Arkham Knight. GameCube controllers. Here we have a pretty good cord set up, but NES, of course, we got the toaster version, PS2. We actually have a slim PS2 at our mom's house, but that's not here. VHS DVD player, used for the VHSs mainly. We have our GameCube with the that on the bottom. We have a silver one over there, and a what else do we have there? We have a Dreamcast and a Super Nintendo as well over there. Our spares, and then we have this PS1 back here. Oops, can you focus? Focus. Oops, just a second. Let's see if I can get focus on this guy again. Okay, there we go. PS1 back there. That was a $4 find. 2 Sega Genesis back there. We have more Sega Genesises to show you later. We used to have 3, but we just sold one recently to our buddy, which is good because he started buying Sega Genesis, which is awesome. GameCube adapter. This is a third party.
Film currently,
or is just out. The PS3 is out. That's not filming right now, but that's plugged in.
Oh, okay, that's right.
We use the Game Capture HD. Excuse me, Xbox 360. Wii U and a jumble of cords, my phone, my 2DS.
You want to get back here quick?
I was thinking we could just go around.
Okay.
Here is our VHS pile and our 15 copies of Titanic, including some of our custom copies. Your Pussy Stank Girl. We're playing a game I'll show you in a second, and we drew some extra things on those, but we got 15 of those because Titanic's one of our favorite movies, even though I've never seen it. Cord buckets, yep. The box for Ymir. Here's some of our horror movies. Well, this is our little horror movie collection. Twilight Zone, Scooby-Doo's there because why the fuck not? Godzilla. It's actually not a huge collection. I didn't start buying them until fairly recently. But you can see the other 2 Nightmares that weren't in the box set over there. Some games, Heartthrob, which was the one we were playing. We did that. Couple boxes for comic book garbage stuff. Crossfire, which is in the Cinemassacre video. That's really funny. Check it out.
Or DVD recorder thing that we can use.
Yeah, that's what we use for a lot of the things. A Legend of Zelda wall scroll. Legend of Zelda poster. We're actually going to get these framed and a lot of this updated. Pokemon Revolution poster.
You want to check out the other room?
Why?
Because the other room is where the other non-Nintendo games start.
I don't...
Fine, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
I don't understand what you're doing. This is a really weird layout. I just think we should go around, you know? Then go to the next room?
Okay.
I don't understand, because we're still on the Nintendo game.
It doesn't matter.
You're butthurt for no reason.
I'm not butthurt.
You're butthurt.
Just go on. Just continue. Continue doing weird shit.
Okay.
Just continue.
Anyhow. Going on, since we ran out of shelf space, we have the floor. We're going to update with some new bookshelves soon, but Mario Kart Wii, some of the highlights, New Super Mario Bros, Knights, Star Wars Force Unleashed, Mario Galaxy, Brawl.
You skipped Super Paper Mario, you fuck.
Oh, Super Paper Mario. I just missed it, whatever. I'm just doing the Nintendo shit first. Here we have actually 26 Wii U games. All of these are pretty good games. Most of them, at least. Arkham Origins. I wouldn't actually suggest getting this version because the Pro Controller doesn't really work for it. And I was used to Xbox controls, and that's why I use the Pro Controller. DuckTales Remastered, Donkey Kong Tropical, Bayonetta, all great games. Hyrule Warriors, Mario Kart, New Super Mario Bros.
Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, Monster Hunter, Nintendo Land, Pikmin 3. Sonic Lost Worlds is yeah, and Splatoon. Splinter Cell Blacklist is okay. Super Mario 3D World. Tekken for Wii U is the best version of that Tekken. So I mean, if you have a Wii U.
Bros, Wonderful 101.
101. I said Smash Bros.
Zombie U is a pretty damn good game, even though people shit on it a lot.
Next up, we have for Game Boy actually Super Mario Deluxe. We found this for $4 at half price or 10 or something. I don't know. It was cheap. I don't remember. Kingdom Hearts. These are Game Boy Advance collection. Coolly enough, we have Pokemon Fire Red Japanese, and leaf green in box. 13 bucks for both of them. I just liked how the boxes looked, so I picked them up.
And then a Mystery Dungeon box as well.
Of course, yep, Mystery Dungeon.
Suspect that our Sapphire and Ruby boxes are...
I know my Ruby box is somewhere in that closet, but it's such a fucking mess.
My Sapphire box might have been with the stuff we gave to the cousins.
Yeah, whatever. Life goes on. It's a bummer, but whatever. DS collection, of course, we got the Mega Man games, Mario games, Nintendo, you know it. Phoenix Wright.
And then Pokemon, of course.
I think our game... Fuck. Who fucked up our...
Yeah, that was Paul completely.
Quantum of Solace. This is my shit. These were actually $1 a piece on clearance at Target. So I picked them up. Happy Feet I got with my DS from my grandma. Mario Hoops. Mega Man ZX, which we got for $4 on sale at Target because they found them in the back. That was like probably less than a year ago at this point. Didn't get Pokemon Black 2 till recently, but yeah, I got that. Diamond, Platinum, Pearl, Mystery Dungeon, Platinum, Ranger. Yep. And then our 3DS collections are very measly for both of us. Animal Crossing, Bravely Default, Fire Emblem, Mario, Kirby, Monster Hunter. So we do have a lot of the classic games. Actually, cool thing, Target had these for 15 bucks a piece for the Mario games. So he got 3D Land and Kart 7, and I got New Super Mario Bros. 2, which is fun, even though it's only like a 2-hour game. Arkham Blackgate, or Batman Blackgate, Legend of Zelda, Mega Ruby Lost World, etc. Alright, moving on to our measly Xbox One collection. We got Arkham Knight, Metal Gear, Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, Mortal Kombat. PS3 is also pretty measly because we have a huge Xbox collection. So mainly just the exclusives, but actually some random ones. Sly Cooper, Sonic, what? Oh yeah, I forgot that. Sorry.
Passed right over the Vita.
Soul Sacrifice, Touch My Katamari, Gravity Rush. Yeah, but we got some cool ones. Dynasty Warriors Gundam, Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, just the works.
I split the 360 pile in half today. It's too tall. We need another shelf.
Here are some of my comic books that I have read or have got bagged and boarded for some of the older stuff I'm not going to read and then have to put away because I also collect comics. But yeah. So here are our 360 games. We got the Halo series, Injustice, Left 4 Dead series, Medal of Honor, Mortal Kombat. Pocket Bike Racer never came with a game. That's also the Xbox version of Pocket Bike. Just the Xbox planes. But then we got it later. Spider-Man. Which actually Amazing Spider-Man is it's basically, it plays a lot like Arkham, but it's cool because you have a lot of web slinging. Just grab it in a minute. Otherwise it's going to be a bitch. Batman Arkham, Arkham City Game of the Year. I had Arkham City, and then my friend gave me Game of the Year because he didn't really like it, so. Borderlands. Yep. Aiden's fucking... Yeah. But then,
Games
this is
cases.
Cases. We print out custom cases and we'll give these cases labels whenever we get around to it. But yeah. But here are some more comics. These are the ones I've unread and unbagged. Yeah, I got a lot of comics actually. You'll see even more in the next room. All right, moving on. We got this Darth Vader statue from our uncle. Moving on, this is our PS2 collection starting at L. Looney Tunes, Lord of the Rings.
Some Mega Man stuff, all the Metal Gear stuff.
Yep, Mega Man X7 and the X Collection. The Metal Gear, of course. This is an example of our custom cases. We just print them off the internet. This is when we were incredibly low on ink, so it looks horrible.
Not that we're low on ink, it's that our printer sucks.
Oh, well. Whatever. Ratchet and Clank, got a couple of those.
Neo Contra, Odin Sphere, Okage, Okami.
Yep, Rayman Arena, kind of fun, but really cheap. Actually, that is a really cheap game. I liked it, though. Shadow the Colossus, Shadow the Hedgehog. Classic.
Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne.
Yep.
Sing's 3 Sly Games.
SingStar.
And the 4th one over on PS3.
Yep. Soul Calibur 3, which is a game, as a kid I loved Soul Calibur, and me and my friends would always talk about Soul Calibur 3 at recess, and then fell under our radar, and I forgot it came out, and then I heard Soul Calibur 4 came out, and I was like, what? And
Battlefront and Battlefront 2. 2 copies of Battlefront 2.
Yep, I got this one for $2 at the Goodwill, so I said fuck it. Actually works though, so that's good. Turtles Smash Up, which is the Smash Bros ripoff, picked that up recently.
Transformers is a great game.
Yep, Transformers is really fun. Turok, Virtua Fighter, WWE SmackDown, kind of fun to play those once in a while. Duelist of the Roses, and
a handful of PSP stuff.
PSP games. Castlevania. This is my personal favorite PSP game we have. Castlevania Dracula X. We actually have it twice. We got it loose. Oops. Holy shit, you were gonna tip the couch on me, but shit. Okay. But we also have
Darkstalkers, all the Metal Gear games.
Yep, Metal Gear, Monster Hunter. We also have Castlevania loose, but the reason we picked it up again is because we found it at a garage sale for ass cheap. There's the towel we used to. There's some of our Fantasy Flight board games and Jenga, HeroScape pieces. The rest are in upstairs closet.
The console stack.
But here's our console stack. We have our towel there. That's what we use to block that light off when we film Camera to Screen at Arkham, because we're fucking cheap. 2 posters, Smash posters from Nintendo.
The Game Boy Classic Christian.
Let me move this shit. That actually belongs at Mom's house. Retro Entertainment System, which is actually a cool NES clone for $20. We got one of our Xbox originals. Where's the other one? Oh,
they're right there.
Oh, I see it. And then we have Skylanders Trap Force. This just came out at Black Friday, around the time of Black Friday, and on Black Friday I thought it was the one that was on sale because I accidentally put a sale sticker on it, and I brought it up front and marked up at $75, and then they just marked it for 15. $10 or whatever, 15. So I got the brand new Skylanders for cheap. I played it like once, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Master System under there. We probably want to move that.
Yeah, I know. We don't have room, really.
Well, we could probably move it on top because it's probably a lot more fragile than the Xbox.
Okay. Do it then.
Quit being a bitch, dude. Quit being a bitch. Here's our box for our Glow controller. I'm just going to move that out of the way for simpleness' sake. N64, Dreamcast, and our second GameCube, our black GameCube. We have, of course, like I said, we have the purple one that you saw, the black one there, and the silver one at my mom's house. Probably going to bring that back because my mom's boyfriend has a Wii, so we don't really need it. Game Wave, pretty cool. That's actually interesting. I got that for $14, brand new, unopened. PS Vita box. Is the PS Vita in this box? I don't know. No. Super Nintendo. This is our better condition one. The other ones at our mom's. 2 Xboxes, Wii U box, Xbox One box.
Saturn down here under the memory card bin.
Moving on to over here, this bag is just full of, this Trader Joe's bag is full of our boxes for our Amiibos. Down there we got the GameCube adapter box. Right here is my Japanese PlayStation. That is in box right now. Pretty cool, except the coffee stain that's on it. Actually, the console's in decent shape.
Down there, all the way on the bottom's the reactor.
The reactor. That actually is one of our most popular videos.
A Genesis clone console with a bunch of games.
This is actually from Target, $40, allowed by Genesis, and you can play Genesis on it. They sell them at Costco still, but not Target. Super Famicom, mint and pretty good box. Power Joy, that's actually our shitty Famicom clone that we want upgraded. Boxed Sega CD, which has another Sega Genesis Model 2 in it.
An older version of the Power Joy.
Oh yeah, the older version of the Power Joy is the one that lets us play Famicom. Yep. The problem is you have to plug the cartridge right into the controller, which makes it shitty. Back here, not a lot.
Peripherals and stuff.
Peripherals.
A few steering wheels, lots of guitars, dance mats.
Yep, exactly. Walking Dead. We got the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat ones too. So that was room number 1. let's move over here. Alright, in here we got some more of our posters, Project X, a lot of the Grand Theft Auto maps. Again, I want to get a lot of these framed. War of the Monsters is a game we still don't have, but we have the poster because we got it broken.
From Half Price Books. It was broken. I took the poster and returned it. So
yep, that was kind of cheap of us, but the game was gonna get tossed either way, so whatever. Assassin's Creed. This is my original comic thing. There's my comic boxes, which is
down here we have
7 boxes and 2 of those.
Unhung posters, some merchandise stuff that just doesn't fit anywhere right now, and then that milk crate's full of PC games.
PC and some Pokemon toys and shit that we have from back in the day. Here we have these are new. Our buddy works at Target and cut up a display for us, so we got a Mortal Kombat sign. We're going to trim it to be square, but, I mean, right now, Arkham. Then we got these pretty tall, like, 5 foot out, or 4 foot, 4.5 feet stand-ups. Like, we got Scorpion and Batman. And we got the Mario Kart flag down there and shit. There is our Blockbuster. When Blockbuster was closing down, we got that for $4, so...
yeah,
not bad. It's a Halo. They used to have these hung up at the top of the building, and it was like just points to games. And I think they had a Charlie Chaplin one that pointed to movies and like some horror ones and stuff. So, but we picked up the video game one for Master Chief. I think they had
and just a couple more.
I think that was it. In the way of posters, we have this Joker one, which is not original, but not the original art, but a print of it that they used for layout, which is kind of cool still. Red Dead Redemption. Here we have our Sega Nomad, Sega Saturn, PS Vita, PSPs, Neo Geo Color. This is our Game Boy game collection. So this is Aiden's and this is mine, I believe.
Yep. Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. Basically any cartridges that are too small to go on a shelf.
So we got some holders here that are empty. Mario, Splatoon gun. Bowser, our Street Fighter ones,
the E-Reader,
Risk Battlefield, which we got that at Goodwill for like $2. We didn't pay $7 for it.
Up here we have all our Kid Robots for Street Fighter,
Time Crisis 4. Some of our Pokemon toys we decided to display. We got Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Pidgey, and fuck, what is it?
Blossom.
Yeah, Blossom. I don't know.
Some pretty solid looking vinyl Mega Man figures.
Mario. These vinyls. These were at half price, so if you're, I don't know, it might be worth checking out. Do you want to? Should we take that box down and show what's inside?
We also have the Game Gear games back here.
We do.
Pokemon Pinball, which also doesn't fit, and then tarot cards from Persona Q.
Yep.
This box is a very bad box. Dude, the movie fell down.
Where's our Mario Brothers movie?
It's in the other room.
Oh, it's in the pile. Yeah.
You know, this is just even more stuff we don't have room for at the present.
Atari 26. I want to make a floating in the Atari catalog. I want to make a floating shelf to put the consoles on because I don't like how we have to store them. It kind of sucks.
And television.
And television, yeah.
Some Atari holders. This is a
Bastion
bandana thing.
We got the Dreamcast computer set, actually.
Dreamcast mouse and keyboard. And then there's a couple boxes in here, but then the other thing worth noting is the big ass Coleco.
Yep, ColecoVision. Pretty awesome. Coleco is an expensive console. PSP box and
it's nothing special there.
So that's it. Here, put the Intellivision next because it's flatter. Or here, let's clean this up after the video. All right, on to our Ataris. Asteroids, Astroblast. So we actually got a couple where we got 2 of. Because we got a few Atari games with the Atari box, and we bought a couple lots. Combat, you can see we have quite a few. We'll buy them if they're under $1 because for some reason me and Aiden have this thing where we want to collect combat. So actually there's a few variants on it. You can see this one is the bigger label. This was later, and I think this one actually is the only one that we have. Yep, this one actually has art with it. Hooray. And then the other ones are just the standard ass, very common ones. I'm not sure how common this one is. I've actually only seen it once in the wilds because people don't just grab it that much. We actually have the manual for combat. We still don't have a boxed one because it's kind of uncommon since they were pack-ins. Defender, Dig Dug, 2 copies of Donkey Kong. Actually, this is interesting. A Nintendo game for Atari by Coleco. So, E.T. boxed. That was when it was like a $10 game. Football.
We actually got it for $5.
Frogger. Home Run, Joust, Kaboom we have twice. Kool-Aid Man, which is one of, I think that's the only Atari game we have that doesn't work. I'm going to try and clean it better. Missile Command, we got the original and the variant. Miss Pac-Man, actually, if you're going to get one of the Pac-Man games, Pac-Man I would say is my least favorite Atari game because it's just a fucked up port of a really good game. Miss Pac-Man's the one to get because it's actually a decent port. Ours is pretty beat up though. Pitfall, Q*bert. Q*bert's pretty much mint. We got Raiders of the Lost Ark also in box, which is also a shittier game, and a non-box which we got earlier. Moving on, Space Jockey, Space Invaders. You know, this
Yar's Revenge, easily the best.
Yar's Revenge, which we picked up recently in the way of Coleco. Or this is in
television stuff.
We got Centipede,
Donkey Kong,
and Donkey Kong Jr.
Pitfall, which is.
Before I move on to it. Tron Mazatron, which I just love for the name. Pitfall, not a huge in television collection yet. You just don't run into them often. In the way of Coleco, we got Donkey Kong Jr. as well. We got that for both consoles, Mr. Do and Zaxxon. 5200 we have.
We just had Pac-Man, but we don't have a 52.
Yeah, we don't have a 52. We just found it for like, what was it, like $1 at thrift store or something?
We have a few Master System games, but we also have
Rocky and
Shinobi and Double Dragon on the sides.
Then we got the Genesis 6-pack.
It's a decently rare one now.
Altered Beast, Batman Forever and Batman.
Contra Hardcore
what's
we got
this?
for ridiculously cheap.
Decap.
Decap Attack is good.
Dr. Robotnik. This is an early pickup. It was like $3 mint in box. Echo the Dolphin. Sonic and Knuckles, Judge Dredd.
That's the game Genie. Sonic and Knuckles is on this end.
My bad. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I found 1 and 2 like right away. And for cheap, and then 3 I was looking for forever, right? Finally find my buddy's like, I'll sell you at Mint and Bucks for $5. Then he ended up paying it, giving me it for $3 because it was Terminator 2 in the box, so I had to buy it later. And then Sonic and Knuckles. Alright, we're back. Let's finish this up. So we got Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, of course, Super Street Fighter, Toy Story, very fun game.
Wonder Boy and Monster World's amazing.
We actually found a second copy of Sonic 2, and I got that for like $1, WWE. Like I said, I'm not a wrestling guy, but wrestling games I like playing for custom ability and stuff. Wonder Boy Monster World, like he said, awesome, kind of like a side-scrolling Legend of Zelda. World Fighters, what do we have here?
Those are the 32X games.
Yeah,
Fighter.
Yep, we got a few free 32X games.
Carnage.
Next we got Chuck Rock. This is kind of a cool
selection.
At least the box art I really like on Chuck Rock.
A selection of CD games, actually.
Mickey Mania. We actually bought Punch-Out out of all their CD stuff for $200. So
Wolfchild Road Rash.
Yeah, Wolfchild Road Rash.
We also do have,
and then this came with the boxed CD, which came with a free Genesis.
It's good to note that all of our CD-based consoles, we have stuff that needs new cases. So like we have Time Gale, which is a really rare game for CD.
Yep.
We have a few extra Saturn games besides Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, we got actually like half our libraries unboxed.
Yeah,
I plan on buying Sonic
Virtua
CD.
Fighter. We have Virtua Cop as well.
Next off, pretty rare Saturn game, Earthworm Jim 2. Awesome Marcus down at Toyrific hooked us up with that because we're regulars. He gave a lot of the time for the retro stuff that most people, like, that's a huge Nintendo store. But like with Sega Saturn and Atari, they'll generally hold them for us until they come in, which is awesome. To give us first dibs. So we got first dibs on Earthworm, which is awesome. Space Hulk, which is cool. PS1, Alien Trilogy, very fun. Ape Escape, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This was really a badass find. Someone was looking at it and it was like 15 bucks. And then he put it down for a minute and walked off. And then Aiden grabbed it and the guy came back. So we looked like douchebags, but whatever. Sonic, Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3. We do not have 1, which I do really want. Crash Team Racing, which is, I think it broke. It came broken, but we still printed out a case for it because we have nothing better to do. I actually do want to rebuy that game because I've played it before and I actually have a lot of fun with it.
It's a pretty good game.
Croc, Die Hard Trilogy, Driver, Final Fantasy Anthology, that's number 5.
That's Final Fantasy 5 and 6.
Frogger's a recent garage sale pickup, $2 on that, which is a fun game. It's a really fun game. Metal Gear Solid, we have our other copy rented out right now to a buddy, which is fine. I mean, we have 2 copies. Both of them are 2-disc, of course. And Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which is the best, my favorite personal Mortal Kombat game. This is one of our earliest this is our first PS1 game, NFL Game Day. And then Japanese Police Knots, which is actually by Kojima, who created Metal Gear Solid. Police Knots, awesome game.
We have the classic box Resident Evil, the tall box. It's a little bit rare.
That was actually a thrift store find.
It's actually about $35 on that one, as opposed to
the Punch-Out has one for $35.
The game outside the box, or in the other case, usually goes for...
Here we go. This is it for us. Sorry about that. I accidentally, when I was trying to adjust, I hit the camera against it, which shaked the memory card.
It's a pretty amazing Dreamcast
collection. DOA2, Gauntlet.
Jet Grind Radio.
Jet Grind Radio, that might actually be my favorite, one of my favorite Dreamcasts.
Marvel vs. Capcom over here. Phantasy Star
Namco
Online, which
Museum,
is obviously
of course.
The online component now. There are bootleg servers.
Code Veronica, classic Rippin' Riders.
Shenmue with all 3 discs.
Yep, that was from our uncle. Shout out to him. He also gave us the Nomad.
He gave us a lot of these. Jet Grind Radio, Skies of Arcadia he gave us, which is
he gave us a
one.
Wait, I thought we had a new Sonic Adventure copy.
We do.
Didn't one come without a case?
The one without a case is in here, and I'm gonna make a custom case for the one that
doesn't work. Yep. All right, Soul Calibur, because this actually came not working, and then we bought a new one for what was it? Was that a $1 game or what?
It was like $3. I don't remember what we paid, but
I don't remember where we bought it. Soul Calibur, and it came in like a custom case. Space Channel 5 in Tokyo. And then, of course, Xbox collection. We actually have a pretty big one amassed for original Xbox.
Quite a bit of shovelware, despite us not having
a
Xbox
lot of
until
these.
A few years ago. But
Actually, it was last year. It was like mid last year. My buddy sold us 2 Xboxes and 20 games for $50.
21 games.
Yep. So we got Battlefield 2, Blinks.
Blinks is a really good one. Commando Strike Force is a surprisingly good game. It's made by the people who made Hitman. It's a first-person shooter with stealth elements.
DOA Ultimate's really awesome. Doom 3 is impossible to see. Of course, you got to have the Halo games 1 and 2 for it. Actually, I think we have a few Halo 1 boxes. We bought one, and it came empty, and we bought another one that came empty, right? Or what?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, we had digital, then we bought one that came empty, and then we got this one finally.
Both the Hitman games
and we're using that.
Titles.
We're harvesting that box for a custom case. Hitman, of course, solid title. Jade Empire. Jet Set Radio Future. I still like the original one better, but that's really fun as well. Ninja Gaiden Black.
Mech Assault 2. We also have Mech Assault 1 without a case. Both the Oddworlds. Stranger's Wrath.
That's really fun. We just tested that yesterday. Pac World 2. I love that. Pocket Bike Racer. We have a second copy of that, which you saw earlier. But
Samurai
that one was empty.
5. Probably one of the
Actually, should we just harvest the Pocket Bike? Sorry about that. We're back. Rocky Legends, which is kind of neat but kind of shitty.
Another copy of Shrek 2.
Shrek 2. Yep. We actually got a lot of shovelware from our buddy who had a lot of these Silent Hill.
Like I was saying, Samurai Showdown 5, one of the best players on the console.
Yep. Mega Collection Plus. We're back one more time.
Alright, Sonic Mega Collection Plus, which we just bought. We actually do have Collection, which you saw earlier, which I said I was really nostalgic for. The reason we bought Plus is because it comes with some the Sonic Master or Game Gear games, which will make them not only possible to film, but we don't have all of them, so we thought, what the hell? It was like a few dollars. Star Wars Battlefront 2, Xbox. I'm excited to move this down because I don't want it to get damaged, but this was another mystery box from Toyrific, and this is a $60 game, as is, which is awesome. It's pretty cool. And then we got Clone Wars Tetris World, so that's pretty cool. Hey, Clone Wars Tetris Wars is cool. Actually, Clone Wars is okay compared to most shovelware, like this shovelware. Oh wait, no, that's not shovelware. This shovelware. Jedi Academy is really cool too. Probably, to be honest, as well. Alright, we're back. Aiden's autism rage from the Star Wars games being out of order caused him to smack it. But we do have a decent library of Star Wars games for the Xbox. So yeah.
And Street Fighter.
But yeah, I was going to that. Street Fighter Anniversary. Man of Steel. It's basically the Superman Returns game, exactly. Thief Deadly Shadows, pretty good game. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is an okay platformer. Ultimate Spider-Man's awesome. Warriors. You gotta dig Warriors. I love the box art on it, even if you don't like the game, which the game is badass, so fuck you if you don't. Oh man, we got X, Reply, 13, Worms 3, Ape Escape 3. Okay, Armored Core series, some more of those.
Ace Combat, Ape Escape.
I said that already.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Crash Games. Corvette is like the first PS2 game I ever got, other than Shadow the Hedgehog.
Dark Cloud
so you can see I was an edgy little kid. A couple Devil May Cry games.
All three of them.
Yeah, you know.
Dragon Quest 8 with the slipcover.
Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future for PS2.
Fatal Frame 2 is very good, very rare.
God of War, pretty much shovelware the game.
Entire Grand Theft Auto trilogy.
Yep, Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, Vice City. That Indiana Jones, Guilty Gear, Jack trilogy. I'm proud of this. I picked up Jack 3, and then I got Jack 2 last summer, and I found Jack number 1 at Punch Out, I want to say. But this was also, I got this at the same time I got Shadow. So it was like Shadow and Jack 3, so you could see I was just full Edge master. James Bond, Agent Under Fire, Kinetica, and Kingdom Hearts. So, I think we have everything covered. That was our game room.
Wait, should we flip through the Game Boy folders?
I mean, if you want. I mean, we're here, so I guess we can. Alright, for anyone else who's wondering, more of a collection update than a room tour at this point, but I mean, we might as well if we're here.
We have a stack.
Actually, we got a stack of
comics and
manuals.
Game Genie codes.
Game Genie. These are all came with our Genesis Game Genie. We got Street Fighter number 9 Turbo. These aren't in my comic boxes because most of these were from Aiden. Mortal Kombat X. Alright, so let's look at our Game Boy games. These are Aiden's first. Donkey Kong, of course, that's actually the superior version. I forgot we had that game.
It's one of my favorites.
I know it is. Mole-Mania. We should do that next. I'm legit right now. Pokemon. Actually, fun fact, there's a pawn store that we talked about with the Sonic 06 controller that I hate. And we screwed him over because his wife sold us that game for $4. So, awesome. Of course, Wario Land. Pokemon Crystal was one of Aiden's first Pokemon.
Drill Dozer, Tactics Advance, Superstar Saga, Kingdom Hearts, Mario Kart.
Mega Man.
Most of the Mega Man Game Boy Advance games, Mega Man and Base, the Battle Network,
and
Metroid Fusion, we got at a garage sale for $2.
Yep, we got that at the same place we got the loose Castlevania that you're about to see. Leaf Green,
stuff.
Yep.
Wario
Land 4.
Some e-reader cards, actually.
Excitebike e-reader. Ice Climbers e-reader. Star Fox, which he got for a few bucks. Castlevania, once again. We showed you the box earlier, so we have 2 copies. Call of Duty came for free with the Vita. Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
And then actually, the Neo Geo Pocket Color games are like they were made for this. They fit in so perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Samurai Showdown 2 and Pac-Man.
I want to play... Maybe we'll do a Neo Geo marathon soon, too. Every time I look through, there's just games, I want the excuse to play. I mean, I'm so busy with like Arkham and Change and all that stuff. My Game Boy folder is actually a little bigger than Aiden's, but I don't know. Castlevania Adventures. Aiden gave me that for my birthday a few years ago. Conker's Pocket Tales is a Conker's game everyone kind of forgets about because everyone remember there's Bad Fur Day. This is pretty much a shitty game, and it really is nothing like the famous
Kong
Conker's.
Land the Second.
Yep, Land, Final Fantasy Legends, which is a Goodwill find, Game & Watch Gallery. Pokemon Blue I found for $2 at Goodwill, right? Mm-hmm. And at the same time I found another game, which I'll show you in a minute. Pokemon Red was the second Pokemon game I ever bought. I got that at a used store in town that closed.
Yellow.
Almost, it had to have been 10 years now that it closed. Pokemon Yellow I got for $4 from my buddy. Pokemon Silver, I kept getting bad luck with this game with broken batteries. This one had a working battery, but now I know you can replace batteries, so I just replaced it. Mario Land, which is of course classic. Tetris.
Best version of Tetris.
That was a $2 thrift store find. Wario Blast, Wario Land, Animorphs. I should get back to collecting Game Boy. I mean, I kind of fell off of it, but I did a lot like
this
last
right here
spring.
is
That's the
wireless connection cord.
They came with Leaf Green.
Yep.
Says my first and last name. Track me down, bitch. This game I had as a kid, lost, and we replaced because we found it for $1 at Pawn America. Crash, which is fun. It's like a side-scrolling Crash. Final Fantasy Tactics again. Aiden got a copy and gave it to me. I believe you got that in the grab bag.
Yeah,
Zelda Four Swords, $1 at Goodwill. No fucking shit. Yep, I kept it on there. If I get a great deal, I'm gonna keep the sticker on there. I'm not gonna lie. Flash is kind of shitty. Lilo and Stitch is like a Metal Slug ripoff, which is actually okay. that was my second Game Boy game, and my first Game Boy game was Nicktoons Racing. Phil of the Future, Pokemon Emerald.
Future, really good
Why
series.
is Pokemon Emerald like far away from the Pokemon game? Oh wait, because Game Boy Advance, I forgot. Pokemon Leaf Green, which was my third Pokemon game. Pokemon Ruby was my first Pokemon game ever. Got that a couple days after, or probably a couple months after I got my Game Boy from my grandma. Actually, no, it'd be 6 months after, because got that for my birthday. Pokemon Sapphire, Shrek 2. I bought it because it was $1, and I played the GameCube version as a kid. We should do the GameCube Shrek.
Kind of
Sims 2, Snood. Sonic Advance 2 is a really fun game.
Monkey Ball Advance
Monkey Ball, Tack. That's So Raven 1 and 2. That's So Raven 2 is the most popular series. I mean, we actually did some editing because
this Yu-Gi-Oh game does not make any sense.
It makes no sense. Nothing like Yu-Gi-Oh. GX Academy. I loved that as a kid. Did I show that other Yu-Gi-Oh game?
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't even notice that. Some kid sold me his DS Lite. My DS Lite broke in 2009 when the DSi came out. I wore it to death. It wouldn't turn on, and I threw it out, which is kind of regrettable, but because I'm sure I could have gotten.
Well, mine started suffering the same thing.
Yep, and then Aiden fixed his, but still, I bought his DS for $20, and he gave me $20 and 6 games. Shovelware crap though. Call of Duty, Chicken Shoot, Iron Man, Little League Baseball, Micro Machines V4. Actually, the only good game he gave me was New Super Mario Bros. For Wii, or for DS. And I actually just beat 2, so I'm going to play that. And Battlefront, Rogue Squadron. And so that is our collection of games. This is a little bit of a room tour, a little bit on our games.
Collection, poster look at, game room walk.
I mean, ideally, we're going to pick up a few new bookshelves in the next couple of days. And I want to frame, like, the Smash Nintendo posters and stuff. Like, these posters kind of look like shit, but they're fine, whatever.
Well, we're here.
But,
Lion King, Samurai Showdown, that's a good one. Sonic on Game Gear, it's the same one as the Master System one, really good.
Pick up Master System number
Sonic 2, Sonic Chaos, and Columns. So, pretty simple on the Game Gear collection,
yep.
But it's a...
but yeah, so we plan to pick up some new bookshelves. I'd like to get a floating display to like break down these consoles and some of the consoles back there. I would like to add a floating shelf. If I walk you through, over somewhere in this area, probably over here, and just probably go like Nintendo to Xbox One. I mean, Xbox One's probably going to be hooked up, but I mean, oldest to newest, or like Nintendo collection and then other shit collection. And then we plan to get those games bookshelfed up. I want those Nintendo posters framed. So it's still a work in progress, but I mean, we have been, I don't know, I'm liking how it's looking. So, I mean, it's really a clusterfuck right now, but those are our games. Thanks.